Namaste, beloveds. This is Ra-Nae, your golden goddess aromatherapy oracle. I'm here to share with you the Wisdom of Avalon card reading for the Virgo new moon, September 17th, 2020. Thank you for joining me. I'm so grateful to be here with you as we create sacred space together to receive the codes of this Virgo new moon. With every new moon, every full moon, every equinox, every solstice, we go through a portal, a rite of initiation. It's our opportunity to step into a higher frequency, to leave something behind and step into a new higher frequency and vibration on our soul's evolution. And so we take a look now at this Virgo new moon. What potential is in this Virgo new moon for us? And what is the portal that we step through on this day? So before I begin with the reading, I'd like to share with you, for those who are new to my channel, how this works. I am a master aromatherapist, and with each card of the reading, I will be transmitting to you the frequencies and vibrations of these sacred aromatherapy blends that I have made at the altar in the ancient Egyptian tradition. So these blends are highly complex, they're highly transformational, and I have made over 200 blends. So the masters have shown me how to project the energy and the frequency to you, like the projection of Reiki energetically, for you to make shifts as we go through this reading. So it's a reading and it's a transmission of energy, and it's actually a healing. When you choose to stop multitasking and be fully present to receive the energies. So when the energies are coming through me, I will tell you what blend I'm projecting. I will project it like this. The energies will come through me in this bodily movement, and you take a breath, hold it, take it into the physical, the mental, the emotional, and memory bodies, your four lower bodies, and then blow it out into a sphere around you. Anything you put into your sphere as your own personal space can actually be brought back in again by saying the name of the blend again. So you can get activated again and again and again through this video and these blends that I am projecting to you. Okay. The other thing that we might be doing is the yes, 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 yes. This is the understanding that the yes moves you forward. It is a message to your own I am presence, your angels, your guides, that you are willing to move forward, and they can help you now. As we live in a dimension that is related to free will, they cannot intercede for you unless you give them permission. So the yes is the permission. The frequency of yes in the English language is like yes, yes, yes. It's like skating, ice skating. It's movement forward with grace and ease. When we do the yes, 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 it's the integration of the feminine and the masculine, and the integration is 3 claps up. So it's yes, 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 woo! And at the top is your I am presence, sending forth rainbow-colored fairy dust as a celebration to and a blessing for what you just said yes to. So it goes like this: yes, 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 yes. Woo! And then you receive the blessing. So these readings are channeled. I never know what the masters are going to bring through. So I invite you to join me as we receive this transmission. So first of all, let's take a look at the elements of this day numerologically and energetically. So on this day of the Virgo new moon, September 17th, 2020, there's a code of 171717. So Mercury is at 17 degrees of Libra, Jupiter is at 17 degrees of Capricorn, and we have the September 17th date. So 17 is about abundance, it's about frequency, it's about flow, it's about that infinity, because the 17 reduces to an 8. So this gives us that 88, actually an 888 code when it's reduced, of immortality, flow, and abundance. The one of the 17 is about sovereignty, about your connection to your own I am presence, about bringing heaven to earth directly. And the 7 is about movement forward and seeking truth. So we see that the 171717 code is very powerful and definitely anchored within this Virgo new moon. So Virgo is about the Divine Mother. It's the sign of the earth. There are 6 planets in earth signs now, so this is a code telling us to really take this opportunity to anchor physically into the earth by being in nature, by receiving her gifts. The sun and the moon are at 25 degrees of Virgo. 25 is the number of introspection, of going within, of processing. So we can, and inner listening. So we can take this time of this Virgo new moon, connecting to Mother Earth, and also Mars is retrograde in Aries. It's asking us to slow down, to pay attention, and to go into revaluation of what is important to us. So these are all aspects of this Virgo new moon. So let's take a moment now to look at the cards. I have already pulled these cards, so I'm going to be sharing the results of what I've already received. So the first card is the Goblin. The Goblin is the wounded inner child. It's that aspect of ourself that doesn't want to make changes. It's the na 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 na, you can't do it anyway, part of ourself that tells us that we're not good enough, that we didn't do it right, the stubborn part of ourself. And it's really about the old belief systems that are limiting, right? So this is the first card of the reading, so it means that it is the theme card that all of the other cards refer back to, okay? So what we have to do is make friends with the Goblin. The Goblin is the human ego, and what we want to do is transform the human ego into the divine ego of the presence of the divine blueprint of the true inner knowing and the true greatness within. So what we have to do is make friends with the Goblin, the wounded inner child, acknowledge the feelings that are there, but also say, you know what, we're not going to do it that way anymore. We are going to do it in a new way. So the blend I'm using for this is called Portal of Transcendence. Only love is real. So when we go into that place that those limiting beliefs were not real, that we're really willing and ready to give them up, we're really willing and ready to heal the inner child and to move on with our true greatness, and to the understanding that love is the most potent healer and it's the most potent vibration. This is where we're going into the frequency of the fifth dimension of unconditional love. So let's receive this blend. Portal of Transcendence. It's also acknowledging that we are willing to walk through this 17-17-17 gateway to move into a higher transcendence of our own soul's evolution and to step into that frequency and that knowing and that free vibration that only love is real. So here is the blend, Portal of Transcendence. Only love is real. Receive it now. Taking the breath, holding it, just having the intention to take it into the physical, the mental, the emotional, and memory bodies, to transmute the records of the lower vibrational frequencies that are there, and to implement a new operational system that only love is real. Receive it now. And blowing it out into your sphere. So the next card is partnership. This is actually the action card. I was listening to Molly McCord today, and she was talking about how the first 6 signs of the zodiac, from Aries to Virgo, are about the individual and our own individual growth and about the processes and the initiations that we go through for those first 6 signs. And then from Libra back to Aries, we are in the aspects of the astrological initiations, you would say, that are bringing us into partnership. So I love that the partnership card comes in as the action card. This is what we are moving into. First and foremost, and interesting because we are still within Virgo, so we're still in the initiations of partnership within the individual self. So I always say that partnership starts, first of all, within ourselves, with coming into the divine union and the integration of our human self with our soul at the 5th dimension and with our I am presence at the 15th dimension and above. So that is about really coming into the alignment with the true divine blueprint of who we are as a spiritual being in a physical body. So we're moving into this group partnership, but right now we're still in the area of the partnership within ourselves. So I'm going to give you the blend, Divine Union, Sacred Marriage. So this is for the balancing of the male and female within, to coming into that perfect alignment of who we are at our core as an androgynous being, merging and bringing into balance the feminine part of ourself and the masculine part of ourself. So the blend, Divine Union, Sacred Marriage. Receive it. Breathe in that vibration, hold it. And blowing it out into your sphere. So that was the action card. The result card of the whole reading is birth, rebirth. So we see that this Virgo new moon is giving us the invitation to purge the old as the wounded human ego, to bring it into healing, to move into the partnership of the true relationship with our human self, fully embodying our soul essence as our blueprint and aligning with our divine purpose and bringing heaven to earth, bringing our own I am presence, that vibration and frequency into our daily existence and in through our body into the earth. So this is the rebirth process, right? The death of the human ego, the releasing of that energy through love, and the putting on of the divine. So the blend I have for you for this is called Alchemical Rebirth Soul Alignment. Receive it now. Alchemical Rebirth Soul Alignment. Breathe it in. Hold it. Blow it out. Now, as you're receiving these frequencies, you can also put your hands up, like I put my hands up to project them. This is the way that we projected and received energy in the way that the Hathors taught us from ancient Egypt. So it's also a signal that you're willing and ready to receive it, and that you're present to receive the energies. So this next card is beautiful. This is the eagle. This is the symbol of your own I am presence. So it is really reinforcing what I just said about the rebirth and the bringing of our own I am presence, in the frequency of our own I am presence, embodying it within our physical human form as we are becoming the divine human. Now the eagle flies higher than any of the other birds, but when it goes up in a spiraling evolution, just like our own soul evolves in spirals. But it has a very keen eyesight, so no matter how high it is, it can look down and see the small snake or small prey that will be its dinner. And when it goes down, it does not spiral down, it goes down directly. So this is another aspect of our own divinity, is that when we operate from the highest aspect of our own I am presence, we always know exactly what to do, and we can do it in a moment's notice. So the blend for this is Eagle's Vision, Soaring Flight. Receive it. Eagle's Vision, Soaring Flight. Let's see yourself as that eagle, flying higher than you've ever flown before in this new cycle. Having keen vision for your life, for your intentions, who you are now and who you are choosing to become. And blowing it out into your sphere. So the next card is the Risk card. Now on this card at the bottom, you can see that there are 3 arrows. One is pointing forward, one to the right, one to the left. I read this card in a couple of different ways. One is, that says to me that we are looking at, when you're in the risk mode, you are looking at making your decisions from the left brain. If I go left, what happens? If I go right, what happens? If I choose the middle way, what happens? So in that regards, we are all being asked to move out of the left brain way of navigating our life and into our heart and our womb space knowing. Right? So often I ask to turn this card from risk into the discernment card, the divine feminine way of knowing and choosing your path from the heart space. The other aspect of this card can be the aspect that it's telling us to overcome or to take the risk, right? To move forward to our next space, even though it feels like a big jump and we don't know how we're going to be able to do it. But to take that next yes, be willing and courageous to move into your next yes, to take that next step into your new life, trusting that the universe is going to support you and that the flow of your own life is going to take you there. So for this card, I am giving you inner alignment, trusting me, because it really is calling us to go into that discernment, that intuition, that inner knowing, make our decisions moving forward, not from the left brain, but from the inner knowing. And even as we look at that aspect of the risk card as saying, yes, take the next step, we're doing it from that point of the divine feminine knowing and our own intuition about, is that true alignment? So inner alignment, trusting me. Receive it. Breathe it in. What is your inner knowing telling you is your next step? And what are you being asked to do to come into the alignment with it? And blowing it out into the sphere around you. So the next card following that is very apropos. It is letting go. So when we are holding on to anything out of fear of the unknown, it's like we are in the river of our own life, but we're holding on to the branches on the side of the river out of the fear. We are getting beaten up energetically because the energy of our own life is flowing past us and beating us against the side of the river. But when we get to the place where we feel secure enough to let go of the branches, to trust the universe, to trust your own I am presence, to trust your own inner intuition and your guidance, to move you forward in the flow of your own life, you can let go of the branches on the side of the river and you can say yes to trusting your own inner knowing. And you can allow the current of the river of your own life to take you to the next place, the next situation, the next love relationship, the next job, whatever it is that you need next in your life. So we have to be willing to surrender the human need of control to the divine flow of the Divine Mother that will take us to the next step with grace and with ease. So that blend is letting go with grace and ease. Receive it now. Hold it. And the question is, what belief system, what fear, what doubt, what resistance is your own inner intuition and guidance, your soul, asking you to let go of so that you can move into the river of your own life and flow with this energy. Letting go with grace and ease. Receive it. Breathe it in, hold it, and blowing it out into your sphere. Because we are being asked to purge now. Virgo is about purging, it's about perfection, it's about bringing things into alignment, it's about getting rid of the clutter, and it's about healing. So the death card comes in to help us put to death the old limiting beliefs that we don't need anymore, the old patterns, personality patterns, ways of interaction, ways of communicating, to let go of and release that which no longer serves us. It could be relationships, it can be jobs, it can be those inner beliefs. Whatever is old and stagnant in your life that is keeping you from moving forward is now asking to be released, to be dissolved, to be let go of, so you can move freely within the current of the river of your own life. So the blend for this is surrendering to grace. Let it be easy, because when there's an energy of the initiation that's upon us, that's asking us to move forward, if we keep holding on out of fear instead of letting go, we miss the wave of that energy when it can be easy, right? And later on, when we try to take that action, it becomes much more difficult because the wave has already gone by. So surrendering to grace, let it be easy. So receive that. So again, what is it you're holding on to that you haven't let surrendered into the flame, the violet flame of grace and ease and freedom? What is it in this moment that you can let go of in order to be more free, to carry more light, and to move forward with your life? Surrendering to grace, let it be easy. Say yes. So let's say yes to that. Let's say yes to letting it be easy and surrendering to grace. It doesn't have to be hard. We're moving out of the struggle now. The energies now are moving us into more fun, more pleasure, following that which gives us pleasure in our lives, that lifts us up and lifts other people up. So let's say yes to that. Yes, 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 yes. Take a big breath. When we surrender to grace, we're surrendering the human ego to the divine. And you know what it does? It takes the burden off your shoulders, because now you don't have to figure out how it happens from the human personality. You let the divine take you forward and move you forward through that yes of surrendering to allowing the divinity within you, the divine inner knowing, your own inner intuition and guidance to move you forward. So the next card is the Wind Fairy, and the Wind Fairy is really about that. It's about your thoughts and your actions, where you let your mental mind take you. So the Wind Fairy is reminding us to just release all the mental regurgitation of reasons why you can't move forward with your life, where you're releasing those old beliefs. I'm not good enough. I didn't do it right. Blah, blah, blah. The wounds of the inner child, right? That goblin. The wounds of the inner child. The voices within yourself, and the way that you beat yourself up with your words. So when you are beating yourself up by judging yourself, you are just repeating what you received from your parents, your siblings, maybe as you got bullied as a child. Where did you get that judgment of yourself? And where are you carrying it from? And how freeing it would be to just take control of your mind and say, you know what? Say to your inner child, say to that goblin within, we're not going to do it that way anymore, right? We're going to do it in a new way. I'm not going to listen to you telling me I can't do it. I'm going to turn my attention to the truth of my own being, that I am here as a divine being in a human embodiment. I am in the process of putting on my own divinity, and I am choosing to keep my vibration high by staying in gratitude and appreciation, first of all to me, right, as that partnership. Gratitude and appreciation for who I am as I'm forging this partnership with my human self, my soul at the fifth dimension, and my own I am presence. I'm coming into that divine appreciation of who I am and that knowing. And I'm in the process of mastering the physical, the mental, the emotional, and memory bodies. So the blend to this is flight to freedom, self-empowerment. Because as we choose to consciously work with our own soul's evolution, we come into self-empowerment. Empowerment is the mastery of the four lower bodies. So the blend of flight to freedom, self-empowerment. It also comes in right with the eagle as taking that flight. Oh, they're showing me taking the flight of the human ego, flying into the arms of the divine. Freedom's flight, self-empower, flight to freedom, self-empowerment. Receive it. Breath, hold it. Just have that image of flying into the arms of your own I am presence. The greatness of who you are as an infinite being here in physical embodiment. Say yes to that. Blowing it out into your sphere. Yes, I am willing to take flight into the arms of my own divinity. So the next card is the Swan, and this is all about transcendence. This is one of the most transformational cards in the whole deck. It is about your psychic gifts. It is about embodying your intuition, strengthening your intuition. It's about great transformation in a short amount of time. The ugly duckling transforms into the swan within a short amount of time. The ugly duckling, that human ego, the awkwardness of the younger part of you that doesn't really feel that alignment with the great mastery of who you are as your I am presence. Just moving into the grace of the Divine Mother, of the strength of the swan. The swan has beautiful qualities. It flies with those really very, very, very strong wings that lift that big body into the air from the water to fly gracefully. And it also has that quality of being loyal. It mates for life. And it also has that quality of embodying the love, doesn't it? Because when the male and the female come together and they put their beaks together, they make that beautiful heart space with their bodies. So this is the transformational aspect that we are being asked to evolve into at this time. So the blend for that is merging with spirit, transcending me. Merging with spirit, transcending me, saying yes to your transcendence. Receive it now. Breathe it in. The swan is also connected to grace and to the Divine Mother. So can you have that image of yourself, your own soul's evolution? Moving forward and embodying your I am presence fully as grace. walking the beauty way, choosing the beauty way in every moment of your life. Because the next card is the High Priestess. This is about, she is the feminine alchemist. Merlin is the masculine alchemist in this deck. The High Priestess is the feminine aspect. So you can see she's very much attuned to Virgo. She's probably a Virgo in this picture. She's very much attuned to the Earth Mother. She is working with the cycles of the moon. She's got the full moon behind her. She's working with the elements of healing of the earth, the herbs. She is making the alchemy of her brew with divine intention. She's fully in her power as the divine feminine. And she has the raven beside her, which is a spirit animal that carries your intentions out into the world to bring forth the magic, the coincidences, the meetings, the divine appointments for that are necessary for you to step into your next yes. So we are being invited now to put on the archetype of the High Priestess with this Virgo new moon, which is about the divine feminine. It is about the divine alchemy of precision and walking the beauty way. So the blend for this is Dance of the Immortal Goddess. This is the goddess and that aspect of ourselves, whether we're male or female, that has come forth again and again and again to serve planet Earth with our healing gifts, with our teaching, with our very presence, holding the space of love. So, Dance of the Immortal Goddess, receive that. Breathe it in, hold it. And what sacred alchemy is your soul asking you to enter into during this Virgo new moon that's going to bring forth magic, mastery, and miracle into your life as a divine alchemy? And blowing it out into your sphere. And the last card is the movement card. So the movement card is interesting in that it's the movement card, but the water is perfectly still. So what I read in this card is that on the outer, it may not appear like much is happening, but underneath the surface, there's lots of things happening, right? There's always the current, there is these fish swimming, there's like things growing, moving, also going through the process down at the bottom of the rebirth, the decay, and out of that decay coming the new birth. So lots of movement happening, even though we may not always see it. So Virgo, another aspect of Virgo is healing. So we are being asked to also put our focus on how we can heal our physical body, our mental, emotional, and physical bodies, our four lower bodies, so that we can come into greater alignment with our own divine blueprint. We can step into greater mastery, and we can really prepare for the new partnerships that are coming in as we move into Libra. So the blend for this is Divine Recalibration Mega Reboot. So receive that. Divine Recalibration Mega Reboot. Breathe it in and hold it. Each of us have undergone this huge step forward in our soul's evolution as we've been through this very unusual year of 2020, with all of the restrictions that have been placed upon us as we've been in this time of the COVID. It's, we all know within us that it's a huge reboot, that we're never going to be the same as we were before. The world's not going to be the same. Everything is changing with that movement forward. So divine recalibration, make a reboot, receive it again. Breathe it in, hold it, and blowing it out. So the takeaway from what you want to remember from this is that we are dissolving the human ego and the limitations. Where is that goblin coming? We're dissolving the human ego and the limitations. We're healing the parts of ourselves that have been wounded. We are in the process of that partnership, really embodying our own divinity, our soul embodiment as partnership first in preparation to go into the outer partnership as we go into Libra at the equinox. And we are in the process of the birth, rebirth. We are in the process of birthing our new creation, our new self, as we are concluding, we're moving into the last 3 months of 2020 and into the new of 2021. We are now almost getting pulled into that last 3 months in a few more days. So beloved, I hope that this is giving you some guidance, and it's my truest wish is that you have received these activations, that you have received a vibrational upgrade through this transmission. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please know that the Divine Mother is rising. She's always with you. That you can trust your own inner intuition. That it's time to trust yourself more, to know that you have an internal guidance system. I call it the internal GPS system. That your soul is always whispering to you your next step. As we are in that Virgo, the Virgo that wants to put everything in order, to bring chaos into divine order, this is the opportunity we have at hand right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being with me. I bless you as we call forth the infinite abundance of the 17-17-17 cycle of this day of the new moon in Virgo. Namaste, beloveds. Namaste.